Food in France isn't just a meal. It's a love affair that's been simmering for centuries. From cozy bistros to Michelin-starred temples of gastronomy, French cuisine loves to dance between tradition and innovation like a perfectly choreographed ballet. The French approach to food is simple. Respect the ingredients, master the techniques, and never rush a good meal. But every culture has got some curveballs. Some freaky deaky, eccentric, quirky dishes that are most definitely daunting to most visitors. This is a cow stomach schnitzel. That's what it is. Honestly, it's a gelatinous texture. I don't know how else to describe it. And France is no different, especially Lyon, the gastronomic capital of France. It's the birthplace of the bouchons, the traditional Lyonnais bistro that is known for embracing nose-to-tail cuisine, which makes it, as a result, the best city to try the most unusual dishes. Nothing goes to waste here, and the creativity on how they bring these dishes that use every single part of the animal to life absolutely blew me away. In this video, I'm on a mission to try 10 of Lyon's most peculiar dishes, going only to its traditional bouchons. And the one rule: Olivia, who's typically grossed out by things like intestines, liver, and brain, must summon her inner Indiana Jones and try at least one bite of each dish. And if you're looking for a comprehensive map highlighting the best bouchons, restaurants, cafes, fromageries, and activities you can't miss, we'll have that also linked below. Allez, c'est parti. Let's go.
Flavor is actually really good. Texture, freaking me out a little bit.
So we are currently sitting down at Le Café des Fédérations, another fantastic bouchon here in Lyon. And what I have here in front of me is probably the most daunting dish here in Lyon for visitors and tourists.
Est-ce que vous souhaitez commencer par l'apéritif des bouchons lyonnais?
Oui, absolument.
Qu'est-ce que c'est?
Je sais pas. C'est quoi exactement?
C'est le communard, c'est de la crème de cassis de Bourgogne avec du vin rouge Beaujolais.
Moi, j'aimerais bien essayer juste.
Mais oui, on est là pour l'expérience.
Exactement.
Bah voilà.
Voilà. Starting off with a traditional bouchon drink, the traditional bouchon drink. This is communard, like a kind of like a kir, which is like a fruit liqueur mixed with wine. This one, it's crème de cassis, so it's basically like a black currant liqueur they mix with wine. And she also gave us a little sampler of pork rinds and fried pork fat. It seems like the whole theme of this particular bouchon is pork, pigs. You know, there's all these images of like celebrities with pig heads and pig faces that they've kind of caricatured on them. But to start off with fried pork fat is kind of the perfect start. Pure fat. Santé.
Santé.
Alright, so for starters, we probably got the quintessential Lyonnais appetizer starter, which is the Lyonnais salad, which comes with a poached egg on top that is steaming, and French bacon, which is called lardon, some croutons, which are made with, of course, high-quality French bread, and then a light kind of acidic dressing to kind of combat all that fattiness. One thing that I love in France is the quality of their greens is just out of this world. The lardons are just like so fatty and salty. They have this like really nice saltiness to them. And you got the crunchiness of these little croutons here. Simple ingredients, but high quality, delicious way to start your meal.
Dear God, please bless this meal and give me lots of Christmas.
And what I have here in front of me is probably the most daunting dish here in Lyon for visitors and tourists. It is called tête de veau. Tête de veau translates to calf's head. And this is a very traditional rustic dish with a long history. It's a very old dish, very ancient dish, and essentially they cook an entire calf's head in a broth that's seasoned with vegetables and spices and all kinds of things, but it's kind of an ode to the simplicity of French cuisine and also the respect they have for the animal. It is one of my favorite French dishes. It looks funky, it looks daunting to probably most visitors, but I absolutely love this dish. It is all about the texture, and it is all about that sauce crébiche that you pair it with, which is one of my favorite sauces. Mayonnaise is made with like a raw egg yolk. This is made with a boiled egg yolk mixed with mustard, cornichon, fresh herbs, chives, shallots, and it's served cold. It's a tangy, cold sauce that pairs specifically well with tête de veau. It often comes with tête de veau. Oh my gosh, look how that just falls apart. Look at that. Grab some of that sauce crébiche with the fresh shallots and chives, coat that. Oh my god, that is the perfect bite. Man, there's like a Honestly, it's a gelatinous texture. I don't know how else to describe it. With like pockets of fat and just like super tender meat. To me, it's outstanding, and that cold, tangy sauce grévisse just like pairs so incredibly well with it. Amazing flavor. Just falls apart in your mouth, just melts. See this, oh wow, this is a different, see, since it's the head, there's like different textures within every bite. Every bite is very different. This part has like, that might be the nose of the calf, but hopefully you can see that. Outstanding.
Oh my god, so good.
All right, moment of truth. Olivia's gonna try my tête de veau for the first time. Here we go.
Okay. I was the most nervous about this one. The texture that, I don't know if that's like brain or what is that?
Yeah, it's like gelatin from the... Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Dude, it's all about the texture. Like, the texture is freaky to me.
But the flavor's amazing, dude. You don't like it? The sauce? You don't like the sauce? Sauce grévisse, dude? You're fine, dude. Ah, ça c'est oui.
Terrine, je vous amène le pain, le vin.
Merci beaucoup. Oh my goodness, dude. Oh, I'm so excited.
Le
Merci.
museau, c'est le nez.
Oui, le nez.
Le nez du bœuf.
Ok.
Voilà.
Et ça, c'est combination.
Ça, c'est un mélange. Il y a du cochon, il y a du foie de volaille. C'est maison.
Trop bon. Merci. We just sat down at Bouchons Comptoir Brunet, and so far the visuals on our appetizers, on our starters, are out of this world. Here we've got ourselves a beef snout salad, and in front of Olivia we have country-style pâté with poultry livers. Okay, so both very similar themed, interesting parts of the animal. They're both served cold. It's just a good way to kind of open up the palate for the rest of the meal. We just had our communals. I also just ordered myself a glass of Beaujolais, which is probably the most common red wine ordered here in Bouchons. Comes from a region just north of here. Kind of a lighter red wine, I'd say. I'm no sommelier, but it's an easy wine to drink. Again, you've got that amazing Bouchon family-style casual vibe and ambience. Everyone here is enjoying themselves, kind of talking loudly. If you want to talk to your neighbor, that's totally fine, you know. And I believe the owner is the one serving us, and that's something that's really cool with Bouchons, is a lot of times the owner is involved in the restaurant, leading from the front, and she just gave me so much insight on the wine and what I'm actually eating, and I just really appreciate that and love that about Bouchons. It's not snobby, you know what I mean? It's more like down to earth, chill. And the food actually kind of reflects that as well. Like, you're not getting like high-end truffles, caviar, or anything like that. You're getting nose to tail type food. So humble ingredients, executed really well. All right, let me dig into this beef snout salad. Oh my gosh. This is a ginormous bite, but I feel like this is the right one to start with. Tangy, salty, a little bit chewy, bouncy. The texture of like beef snout is so particular. They have this Dijon mustard, so it's very tangy, very acidic, and then they mellowed it out with some herbs.
Whoa, great.
Yeah.
The pickles, the onions, the tanginess of the mustard. The texture of the actual beef snout, I feel like is super like buttery actually.
I stab it and I put it on my bread. This is something I always like to eat with bread. It's just like the perfect bite right there. It doesn't get more French than this. Pâté, bread, cornichon, let's go. Pâté you can find pretty much everywhere in France, obviously, but when you have a place that makes it in-house, there's definitely a superior quality, flavor, and taste to it. This one's made with poultry livers, combination of a lot of different herbs. To start a meal off like this, I'm in heaven. She just reached for it.
Oh my god, it's really good. Okay. That's like the freshest pâté I've ever tasted. Yeah. Mama likes pâté now. That's good.
Alors, the sweet bread
Oh, pour moi, merci.
and saucisson.
Wow, merci beaucoup.
J'arrive avec le...
Dude, the presentation on both Olivia and I's dishes, I mean, this is my dish, okay? Look at that, flawless. So I went with riz de veau persillé, which essentially translates to veal sweetbreads that have been cooked in sort of like a parsley sauce. And what's interesting about sweetbread, so this part of the animal, it's like the neck part and the thymus gland. And the difference between like a heart sweetbread is they're more spherical in shape, whereas the neck sweetbreads are more like cylindrical. So I know it's kind of a weird detail about sweetbreads, but I chose to go with these sweetbreads persillé with the parsley because you can actually taste them a lot better than if you go with their cream sauce and morel version, which is also delicious. You get whole morel mushrooms and this rich like white cream sauce, but you don't get to taste the actual flavor of the sweetbreads. So that's why I went with this one. There's tons of garlic, tons of parsley. I gotta say, veal sweetbreads for me might have the most interesting texture out of all the different parts of the animal. It's definitely out there. It's definitely its own thing. The salad is so fresh, always with like a light vinaigrette, so that acid helps cut through the fattiness of the rest of the dish. And then obviously the gratinade potatoes. So good. Yeah, this one I'm a little nervous for you.
It's so not my jam.
So I'm doing Olivia's dish because she's holding Sophia right now. But essentially, so you got saucisson chaud, which are like hot sausages essentially. But obviously, these sausages look very different than your average sausage. This is French style. And it also comes with cervelle de canut, which is like kind of a funny name because it translates to silk worker's brain. But don't worry, there's no brain in here, okay? It's just the name. It's a kind of like a fromage blanc, so like a white cheese mixed with herbs, small chopped up shallots and vinegar, and it has like a nice kind of smooth texture, and it pairs really well with a sausage like this. So let me give this a go. What I like about saucisson chaud is it's like almost like a salty ham, like it's a dense sausage. It has a hint of smokiness to it. And again, just pairs so well if you put it with cervelle de canut. That's the perfect bite. Very simple, straightforward dish. Strong flavors, really good. All right, we have just sat down at Café Comptoir Able for another beautiful meal at a bouchon here in Lyon. I went with the andouillette, which is essentially a coarse sausage made from pork intestine and pork stomach. It can be off-putting to some, but it is a local favorite for sure. I love this dish. And then Olivia went with their famous chicken with a morel mushroom sauce that looks divine from here. They give you whole morels. Morels are like, to me, top of the food chain in the mushroom world. They look like little kind of like honeycombs, the morel mushrooms, and in France they use them quite a bit. But she did it with the rice pilaf as her side, and I had these little potatoes. That Dijon mustard sauce. Oh my god, here we go. Dude, the texture of andouillette is so unique. It's like definitely a bit chewy. And like I said, it's a coarse sausage, so it has a lot of different textures going on. Bouncy. There's like pockets of fat in there that are just so good. And then with these little potatoes. I swear to God, in France, man, they're like the kings of their sauces. Like, they make the best sauces.
Okay, flavor is actually really good. Texture, freaking me out a little bit.
Sauce is good. Really?
No, actually, I feel like if I didn't know what it was.
Just think of like, you know, the encased.
No. Stop.
I was gonna say that helps.
No.
I'm
Stop.
relating it to like normal food. I'm relating it to normal.
Like salami.
Yeah, like, or like the regular sausage has a casing on the outside, same thing.
Okay. Just literally made my stomach like turn.
I'm gonna sneak a bite of yours. Oh my god, that chicken is so moist. I'm going for it. I'm gonna grab one mushroom. Look at that whole morel. My goodness. Gotta get some of this rice. And I'm gonna get also some of her sauce. This sauce right here. Pour that on the rice, pour that on my chicken. I can see why they're famous for this dish. This sauce is just out of this world. Very creamy, so very kind of a rich white sauce. Fantastic though. Comme entrée, je crois qu'on va prendre les œufs cocottes.
Œufs cocottes, oui. Et là, c'est vraiment la spécialité de Lyon.
Ok.
C'est une mousse de poisson qui gonfle au four et c'est servi avec une sauce à base de homard.
Ah, merci. Wow. All right, we have just sat down at yet another bouchon. This one is called Au Petit Bouchon chez Georges. And we're starting this meal off with œuf cocotte au Saint-Marcelin, which is basically 2 eggs that they put in here with this Saint-Marcelin cheese. It's this very soft white cheese, and they make this sauce, just this very luxurious egg dip. It's not an egg dip, but you treat it as an egg dip. Oh my god, that yolk just piercing and just mixing into that sauce. That rich, cheesy, herby, buttery.
I love French cheese so much.
That might be the best thing I've ever dipped a piece of bread into. This bouchon is specifically known for a handful of dishes, and this is one of them. Oh my god, unreal. Ah, ici, monsieur. Wow, merci. Wow, merci. Oh my, yours is bubbling, dude. Get a shot of that, dude. Look at that live, bubbly action. The quenelle is probably the main signature dish from Lyon. I'm just gonna cut right down the middle. Oh my god, look at the inside of that. So Olivia got a quenelle, which is basically like creamed fish that they combine with breadcrumbs, and then they put that in the oven and it expands to like this egg shape. And here they use a lobster sauce. Look at just how beautiful that color is. It's like a light orange, definitely very creamy, but let's just see here. It is steaming. Oh. It's so smooth and buttery in your mouth. The lobster sauce is out of this world. I love that. I didn't know that the outside can be a little bit like a different texture, a little bit of like a crisp. The quenelle itself is like so smooth and almost like creamy. When you bite into it, it just kind of melts and dissolves. And with that lobster sauce, it just pairs amazingly well. I am so psyched for my dish. This is a dish I've been like so eager to try. I've never had it before. It's called tablier de sapeur. So this is basically breaded and fried beef tripe that's been marinated in white wine. Not every place provides a gribiche sauce with it, but they do here. It's a cold sauce that's also a bit tangy, so it kind of combats that fattiness and that, because this is basically, tripe is basically, this is going to be crunchy on the outside and a little bit chewy on the inside. So anyways, I gotta try this. Let's go. Look at this. Dude, that is so, that sound is killing me. I'm in heaven right now. You know what this is? This is a cow stomach schnitzel. That's what it is. It's basically a cow stomach schnitzel. The way they get that outside so crispy, tripe just has that bouncy, slightly chewy, fatty texture, and with this like tangy cold sauce, it pairs so well. It's amazing. Hot. And as always, Olivia's got to try her one bite of my cow stomach schnitzel.
Okay. That's not bad. Okay, I just got a bite of the tripe. It's like a little bit spongy and does remind me of, yeah, stomach. But the outside crispiness is amazing and the sauce is amazing, and I think I could eat this.
Oh my gosh. That is insane. The prunes have that like nice skin around it, so that when you bite in, the inside's really soft and juicy, and it just like explodes in your mouth, and then you have that background flavor of red wine. Obviously, any dessert that's a la mode or has some kind of scoop of ice cream included, always going to enhance that dessert. Santé. All right, for starters here, we got two very interesting things. One is the obvious, escargot. Can't go wrong with escargot. But this I'm most intrigued about. This is a tatin de pied de cochon et escargot persillé, which basically translates to pig feet or pig trotters mixed with snails that have been cooked in like a parsley wine sauce. And tatin is like almost like an upside down tart or cake, so that's why it looks like round and like in that shape. And it looks like it's also wrapped in a type of bacon. This looks unreal. I love that they gave us a little bit of a side salad with it as well. These I've let sit for a little bit because they come so scorching hot that I was like, I'm not gonna burn my lip. That heat just gets trapped in the shell, but let's start with this. All right, here we go. Cut through. It was so beautiful and I just kind of ruined it. Oh, wow. That is delicious. That is so divine. This type of like buttery biscuit underneath adds another really nice textural element. But what I love the most, so with the pig trotters and the pig feet, they essentially remove the bone, cook it slow so it gets really soft. So this texture is very, you got a little bit of that chewiness, sponginess from like the escargot, and then you have that fattier, meaty bite from the pig feet. So definitely a textural dish. So if you're not into strange textures, probably shy away from this. Slimy a little bit, huh?
Oh, why would you use that word?
I'm sorry. My bad.
That was not that bad. I'll be honest, that was I was very intimidated by that one. When they said they mixed snail with pork trotters, I was like, what the heck?
Oh, let's go. Look at that steam. So if you've never had escargot before, it's honestly, in my opinion, not as daunting or intimidating as it looks or sounds. Yes, there are snails at the end of the day, but they're very clean snails. I won't go too much into detail into the process of how they make them. It does sound a little bit inhumane because basically they starve the snails so that they drool out all their toxins, so they're purifying themselves. So these snails are like not your average garden snail. They've detoxed to the max, okay? And then the way they cook these snails, what makes escargot so delicious is the sauce. It's butter and parsley. Those are the main two ingredients, and then you just use this to hold the shell because you can't hold them with your fingers because they are scorching hot. Do a little twisty twist. Ooh, look at that meaty snail. That's outstanding.
The black plate is really, really hot.
Okay, parfait.
For the baby.
Merci. Dude, this one looks crazy. It's called an andouillette brioche. Whoa. That's different. You have your typical andouillette, but instead they put it in a brioche. They enveloped it, they packaged it in a brioche. They're the only restaurant or the only bouchon in all of Lyon to do this, and they're famous for it. What's funny too is their andouillette is like huge, like it's like this size, so it just goes through the entire brioche, and like you can actually see the inside of it and all the different textures. Andouillette is again kind of like a coarse sausage made with pork intestine and pork innards or stomach. So it's got that unique texture. It's a bit chewy, but the bread, they toast the outside so it's nice and crispy. So that kind of combination of crispy, bouncy, spongy, chewy with this decadent sauce. Like I don't even know what this sauce is made from. I think it's a red wine sauce. Let me see here. Definitely a red wine sauce. It is a hint sweet, which I really like. It actually kind of mellows out the earthiness of the andouillette, because andouillette again sometimes comes with a little bit of that smell, which can kind of throw some people off. But I think this is a good kind of entry level dish if you are trying a dish with intestine in France. This is actually kind of a bit easier to stomach than pure andouillette. Andouillette brioche.
Okay, wait. This one I can get down with. I think the brioche probably helps a lot. But again, also too, it's just like all these more interesting dishes I'm trying, even though I personally wouldn't be like, oh, I'm going to order that. The French, like the flavors that they use, it still has that bouncy texture, but the flavor is still actually really, really good. I would have another bite of that.
All right, we have just sat down at Chez Mounier, yet another bouchon here in Lyon. And for starters, I got a salade au foie de volaille, which translates to a salad with fowl liver, like different bird species liver. I do enjoy it. I'm looking at some pretty big chunks of liver. especially this one right in the middle on top, covered in onions. My goodness. Like, I don't know if you see the onions on top. That is a huge chunk of liver. Olivia's not as excited as I am about this salad. I feel like, yeah, the French also like to use gizier, which is like different parts of the innards of an animal in their salads as well. But this is just liver, purely liver. That is fantastic.
Okay, one thing I will say, all the like weird stuff I'm not used to eating, the French make everything so flavorful. The texture of the liver, a little bit, ooh,
I'll give you some lettuce to chase it.
I just got a little chunk. But it's, I think it's probably the best liver I could have, so.
Don't touch the plates.
Okay, merci.
Hot.
Hey, merci.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Olivia just got plate of the day, which is veal with mashed potatoes and vegetables, so it's really good. I, on the other hand, went with something a little more exciting because that's, you know, we're in Lyon right now, so I had to go with the blood pudding sausage, and it's dark, okay? It's the darkest color. It's black. This one's, they call it boudin noir aux pommes, which basically translates to blood sausage, apple style. So this is with an apple. Oh my gosh, the texture of the blood sausage, you don't even need a knife, just like buttery. I love boudin noir. Like, it's just such a luxurious sausage. I don't know, I feel like it just like kind of melts in your mouth, and it has hints of a bit of like earthiness, herbalness, but it just pairs so well with like a mashed potatoes or something. It almost has a very similar consistency to the mashed potatoes. It honestly kind of looks like chocolate mousse, which is my favorite French dessert, and we might have right after this. All right, let's try this apple boudin noir combination here. Just such a unique combo. That sweetness from the apple just balances out so nicely. Texturally as well, you get that tougher skin from the apple, and then that smooth, just soft and kind of creamy blood sausage just kind of like all melts together. It's really good. Merci. El Ron de Cuba. Havana Club. Dude, it's so full. We are sitting in one of Lyon's many squares here, and it's just packed with people having drinks. It's quite mellow today. It's a Sunday. They just had a church Sunday service here that emptied out, but one of the biggest highlights for me and standouts has just been how beautiful the city of Lyon is, especially the city center. First of all, it's very clean and well maintained. Nothing like Paris, I will say. Paris is an amazing city, but it's not clean like Lyon. And I'm not just talking about Vieux Lyon, the old Lyon. I'm talking about just the general center of the city. It's like an open air museum. Like literally anywhere you look on either of the two rivers, the Rhône or the Saône, you get just incredible views. They have something called les bateaux Lyonnais, which is like their version of Paris's bateau mouche. It's a little like boat trip that takes about an hour, and they take you even to like a couple small towns outside of Lyon. But there you also get incredible vantage point of the city and different like viewpoints, and you can see it from a new perspective. But on foot, it's a very walkable city. It's very flat actually down below. If you go to Fourvière, that's literally on a hill, so yeah, you are gonna walk. If you can make it on foot, but it's all uphill. But the city itself, like the city center, is very walkable. Just bring good walking shoes because you will be walking a lot. It's one of those cities I feel like you can get a lot out of it in just 2 or 3 days. We've been to the Fine Arts Museum, which was incredible. We've been to the Miniature Museum of Cinema. I've never seen like miniatures that look so realistic and detailed.
Oh wow, look at this. Le bouchons Lyonnais for baby.
That was crazy. And Lugdunum, which is their Roman ruin museum, that to me was probably my favorite so far. Like the architect who designed it was a genius because it's all made out of very heavy cement, and they don't have air conditioning in there because it stays cool on the hottest of days. We were there when it was like over 100 degrees outside. It was just stunning. It kind of just took your breath away, the whole building itself. And that museum is only like a 5-minute walk from the Notre Dame Basilica Fourvière. So that's another bonus there. You get to see the Roman Ruin Museum, walk up the hill 5 minutes, and you get to see the Basilica. And a really cool thing about bouchon culture here in Lyon is like, it's not snobby. Like it's not high pressure, high stress. Like you don't have to dress a certain way. A lot of them are mom and pop owned. It's happy hour now, so I'm on my 3rd mojito. So I don't know if that's noticeable. I'm definitely feeling myself here. And I got to show you guys this church right next to me because it's like This is why you come to Europe, you know, with countries that have thousands of years of history. I mean, the US is beautiful, but we're a young country. We're like 300 years old. You come here, you're having a mojito, and like that's your view. Like that, like what? Like, you know, and then it's like everyone's outside here. Different way of life, slower pace, better work-life balance.